So in this video, I will be recommending the top 5 most dangerous meta loadouts to be using inside Warzone 2 currently. These guns are very viable in ammo capacity, fire rate, damage, everything. This is the best class setups that I do recommend. Without wasting any more time, make sure you all leave a like, squad. If you're new, hit this video, hit 50 likes. I will be posting a new one, a more updated one for season 2. But other than that, let's get straight up into the first gun. So for the first gun, you already see we are taking care of the HCR, aka the LMG part of the MX9 family. In my opinion, I feel like this is one of the strongest guns, one of the most competing guns when it comes to the RPK meta, because one, it got a lot of ammo like the RPK, it's an LMG, and it's heavy hitting. But rating this consistency level and its performance level, I give it an 8 out of 10 compared to the meta, which is basically a 10 out of 10. But if you do like the HCR 56, I got a meta class setup for y'all. Starting off with the Harbinger D20, this adds bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil smoothness. For the tuning, I have this at 1.40, and then I have it at -1 for the aim and idle stability. Now starting off with the FTAC Reaper, aim and idle stability, hip fire accuracy, recoil stability, and then it lowers down to 80 speed, but tuning I have for that is 0 for the recoil stabilization and 80 speed, and then I have it maxed out at 40 for aim and idle stability. Now the high velocity, this basically adds bullet velocity, damage range is maxed out to 70, and this is neutral. Now for the stiff grip, the stiff 40 grip, I have it maxed out at 1 for recoil steadiness, and aim and idle stability, I have it as 0.45. And aim OPV, aka the blue dot, I have this as 0.10, and then 1.80 for close. And that is pretty much it for the HCR. Let's get straight up into the next gun. Here's a reason why I call myself a pistol meta enforcer, because when these first came out as a whole in Warzone 1, I was on it and I gave the best class setups, and now I will be giving y'all more class setups with the automatic pistol, aka the X13, or you could call it the Psycho from Warzone 1. This gun is self-explanatory on why it's in the meta, due to its damage, its fire rate, its ammo capacity, due to the fact that it's akimbo too. It's like there's a lot that goes into this X13, but I know a lot of people have been searching for a perfect X13 class setup, and let's get straight up into it. So I'm gonna take care of the self-explanatory stuff before I get into the tuning. One, we have akimbo, you know, self-explanatory. 50 round drum, which is self-explanatory too, and then the 1 MW pistol laser that adds hip fire, recoil control, and hip fire accuracy with sprint to fire speed. Laser from the hip is visible, but it don't really matter. Now for the tuning, the barrel, we have XRK Sidewinder 6. This adds recoil control and bullet velocity. The tuning that I have for this is 0.50 for recoil steadiness, and the damage range is maxed out as 0.40. Now for the FT Still Fire, this adds bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil smoothness, but for the tuning, I have it maxed out at 1.40, and I have this maxed out at 1. So that's pretty much it for the X13. Make sure y'all enjoy this X13 because it goes absolutely crazy, and let's get up straight into the next gun. Now when it comes to the TAC 56, I personally believe that I have the best no recoil TAC 56 class setup that is universal to a lot of players. And the reason why I'm saying it is universal, because a lot of players cannot actually use the iron sight. It's very difficult for them to be using the iron sight, especially beginners. That's why I put on certain attachments to where not only does it have no recoil, but the iron sight is visually pleasing in terms of controlling recoil and in terms of hitting more shots. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight up into the TAC class setup. So let's start off self-explanatory. We're starting off with the 40 round mag. For the sight, I'm using the Cronin Mini Pro. I'm gonna go inside the fire range so you can absolutely see what I mean about the sight. This sight is basically a blue dot, and it has no absolute recoil. Now for the tuning, I have it on 0, and then for the close, I have it maxed out. Now for the Tundra Pro barrel 17.5, I had this at 0.40. This adds damage range, hip fire accuracy, bullet velocity, and then at the bottom you already see is neutral. I don't need to explain that. Now for the lock grip precision 40, I had this at basically neutral. I don't know how to exactly get it at neutral, but for the ADS speed, I have it maxed due to the fact that we don't really need hip fire accuracy. And then for the RF Crown 50, this adds vertical and horizontal recoil control, and then the tuning, I have it at -0.39, and I have it at 0. That is pretty much it for the TAC 56 class setup. Hopefully everybody uses it, and the beginners will absolutely love this. Let's get straight up into the next gun. Now if you think I was making a top 5 meta class setups without including what I call the white demon, because I like it with solid white, the RPK is the strongest meta inside Warzone 2 currently, and I believe it's still going to be the strongest meta inside Warzone 2 after the recent update or the season 2 update. And the reason why I'm saying this is self-explanatory. This gun is basically a 2 to 3 shot and medium to close ranges. It has no recoil, so you're actually able to contest people from farther distances when they do have a sniper. This gun is honestly the perfect meta in my opinion. It is no lacking about this gun. Probably mobility, but we are not using this as a running gun. This is more of a stationary, this is more of a, you know, long range type of gun to get the job done. Now in my opinion, I have the best class setup with the best tuning, so without wasting any more time, let's get straight up into the class setup. Now starting off with high velocity, adding a lot of bullet range to this. Also with the tuning, I have it maxed out at 0.70, and then for the recoil steadiness and bullet velocity, I have it maxed out at 0.29 gr. Now for the Demo X2 grip, this adds recoil control, lower the aim and stability, and then for the tuner for this, I have it maxed out at recoil steadiness and I have it maxed out at aim and idle stability. Now for the aim OPV, aka like I said, the best reticle in my opinion, I have this maxed out at negative 1.55, not maxed out, but you know, and then I have it at close, that is maxed out at 1.80. Now for the FTAC Rebirth 56, this aim and idle stability, hip fire accuracy, and recoil stabilization. For the tuning, I have this at neutral to the left, and then for the bottom, I have it maxed out at aim and idle stability. And then for the Zulu 60, aka the suppressor, this adds sound suppression, bullet velocity, recoil smoothness, and recoil control. And then I have it maxed out at 1.40, and I have it maxed out at -1 for the aim and idle stability. Now that is pretty much it for the RPK, aka the White Demon. I'm gonna keep calling it because that sounds fire, and let's get straight up into the last gun. Now for the last gun, you are out your mind if you think I wasn't giving y'all the class setup for the Mosquitoodle. The reason why I gave it his nickname is the reason why it's in the meta. It's a very small, fast, highly damaging gun with a lot of ammo. You're able to actually slay all the way when it comes to medium to close range gunfights. This gun is absolutely able to put a lot of people down, even if you are a bot. Aim assist is going to carry you to the one as long as you have this class setup and as long as your FTAC is built right. Absolutely demon. This gun as a whole is just beginner friendly, it's just competitive friendly. This gun is going nowhere in the meta in my opinion. Without wasting any more time, let's get straight up into the class setup. Starting off with the self-explanatory, we are using the VLK LZR 7MW. This adds ADS speed and aim stability and sprint to fire speed. For the hollow points, we are using this basically adds crippling power, maxed out at damage range, and then maxed out at recoil steadiness. Now we are using the FTAC for the 45 round mags, you know, self-explanatory. FTAC rubber grip, this I'm gonna have this at 0, and the sprint to fire speed is at -. Well, you should max it out. The reason why I didn't have it maxed out because apparently there was a glitch, but apparently it's fine now. But this adds ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. And then I have the agile assault 7 stock, maxed out at aim walking steadiness and maxed out at aim walking speed. Now other than that, that is the best FTAC class setup. That is the best top 5 meta class setup that I do recommend y'all using. Other than that, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If this video hit 50 likes, I will be making a new one for the new season. Other than that, I'm out. Follow my links down below. Peace. Hey, I'm not even sure if this is top 5 anymore, but we have a bonus class setup. We have the Akimbo P890s. I will be giving y'all the tuning and all because I know a lot of people still use these. Now we are using the Akimbo P890s. 12 round max self-explanatory. And then for the laser, we are doing a 1MW pistol laser with the word. This is maxed out at 0.50 and maxed out at damage range at 0.40. Other than that, the auto pressure, like I said, the tuning maxed out at 0.70 and is maxed out at 9 for bullet velocity. Now that is it. No more bonus class setups. I got stuff to do. Y'all got stuff to do. Y'all gotta be using these class setups in Warzone 2. Now other than that, I'm out. Peace.